we're going to do is build ourselves a couple of shelves. This is completely optional. The reason I like to build shelves is for two purposes. One, it holds stuff, but the second reason, on this structure, you'll see that it's closed on three sides and it's open on one side, so I can have a swing gate. Well, anytime you open a gate, you interrupt that wall, you're going to put pressures on those two sides. So to stabilize those sides, I'm going to make corner shelves that will help actually stabilize those walls, so when the gate is open, we don't have any problems. So this is where a sliding compound miter saw really comes in handy. You can use a miter box if you want. That was my first way that I mitered. And all I'm really going to do is I'm going to eyeball it. So I'm going to hold it right here, okay? I'm going to put it down where I want it, on the material. There's my first block. Now I could use a jig for this, but let me show you a trick if you don't have a jig and you have to do a side. Basically what I'm going to do is put a hole in this right here so that I suck in to the 45 degree. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start just drilling a little bit to get the bit into the material. Then I'm going to cut it at 45 and drill all the way through. Now I'm ready to put that on. I have a basic mark where I kind of sort of want that. I kind of sort of want the shelf to start. I put my first 45 degree angle there, and then my first piece was from outside bevel to outside bevel 10 inches. Okay, now I want them to be spaced. You have to account for the 2-inch the 2-inch material, and I want about a 2-inch space. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to add 4 inches onto my original measurement. So instead of cutting it 10 inches, which will give me an identical piece that I already have, I'm going to cut it 14 inches, and then that will give me the spacing I desire. So everything's done except we need a door. So now I'm going to show you how to build a door. I went ahead and made some rough measurements of the opening. The door is going to be 44 inches minus, so probably like 43 3/4 inches wide, and it's going to be 34 3/4 inches tall. Measurements. When I get my measurements, they're going to be at 45 degree angles. That's how I'm going to build the frame. So I want to make sure I take my measurements at the top of that, at the longest part of that 45 degree angle, from longest part to longest part, so that I don't short myself. So I'm going to go ahead and set up my first miter. We're going to use this. We're going to drill 2 of them. You can see in the picture, we're going to have one. This is called the heel of the miter, and this is called the toe of the miter. So we're going to put one towards the toe and one towards the heel. So we're going to work on the toe ones first. So what you do is you measure 2.5 inches from the tip right to here. Then, as you can see, the stop block is held in place with these. I'm going to put that right on that line. I'm going to put this edge right on that line. Then I'm going to make a 30 degree angle. I'm going to put this at a 30 degree angle in relation to the board. Then I'm going to clamp it and I'm going to drill it. Alright, you can see we have the 4, 1, 2, 3, 4 toe miters. Now we're going to do 1, 2, 3, 4 heel miters. Remember, the insides are easier. You have the stop block installed, and the stop, it should be about 1/2 inch away from the very beginning of the heel. And then you're just going to place it against the miter, place the stop block against the miter, clamp it securely into place, and then you want to use the inside-most pocket hole. Nice strong joint. Now go ahead and do the other 3. Just gonna mark my holes do 1/8 inch pilot holes, and I'm going to screw them in. So now you can see what I did with the back side of the door. I did a framing just like the rest of it. Now we're ready to place the door. Okay, so now I have the door placed. I just took a 2-pack of shims, composite shims, for my curve, for my space in between the sill and the door. And then I took a top shim just to make sure I had the correct spacing all the way down. Now all I need to do, I'm going to screw these in, and then I'll put the gate up. Rattrap Productions, we teach you how to do stuff. Today I showed you how to repurpose an old swing set area into a garden.